Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again, and I'm back for another crafty video. Right, so let's get back to doing let's go back to visiting the decaying mansion, shall we? Okay, so what I think I need to do, so let me just go through what I've done without you, okay? And the reason why I've done it without you is because I'm not sure what I want from it, so I didn't want to do something and then change it and all of that, but I have used these giant paper fasteners, which I think I just knocked one on the floor, so I was going to show you what it was, and then I knocked it on the floor and I don't know where it's gone. But anyway, they're giant. It's basically they're paper fasteners, but it's a giant version of them. Okay, and I've used these as the finials at the moment on the ends of the curtain. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because they serve two purposes. A, they look like finials, which they can be added to and they can have more decor on, and you know, we can bling it up or whatever we want to do with it, but they do what I want. They also, it would also act as like a tie back. And I tried to use a bit of ribbon for the tie back, but it was coming away too much. It was too loose, because if you wanted it with a nice drape, which you do, if you want a tie back, then you want it to drape, but then it was like every time you picked the thing up, it was falling away from the spine too much. So the reason for using so this is the colour they were. All I did was I coloured them in with a brown Sharpie, and they serve as a way to anchor the tie backs. These pieces of I can't get my words out today, can I? Or ever. Today is no different. These pipe cleaners, they'll be cut off, but I'm leaving it like this because I'm not 100% sure. This is the back of the tie back, and that's where I'm up to. Okay, so just so we can just talk a bit more, I also thought about maybe using a tassel. Okay, so I thought about maybe having the tassel on the tie back, either like that, or maybe I'd lose this bit that it's on, or maybe having it go. So pretend that bit isn't there, having it like that, and then making this bit dirtier looking, whatever. But I don't know at the moment. Okay, so rather than do something and not be fully committed to it, I won't bother doing it. What I did want to do is I wanted to extend the back of this. So remember, if we're having it as a journal, it will look like this. Yeah, it'll be standing like this. It'll be a long journal, and then when you open it, there'll be journal pages inside. But I'd like to have this back bit extended. So I'd like to have it flip out and have a bit more. So in order to do that, I wanted to add a bit of a spine. Okay, don't want it to be spineless. Nobody wants anybody to be spineless. So it only needs a very small spine. But I thought that's what we really need to do. So we're extending the mansion at the moment. So I've sat down and not got the bit of grey board that I was planning to use, which is ridiculous because I literally just thought, I need to get some grey board before I came on screen, and then forgot to get the grey board out. So I know that it's long enough because it's barely long enough, which is brilliant. I couldn't have picked it better myself. But I just need to make it the right width. So I only want it to be quite narrow. So I was thinking maybe I'm going to have to cut it with a ruler because a blade, because I don't have a guillotine long enough for this. I don't believe it would fit in my guillotine. Well, not my guillotine, but my paper cutter. I don't believe it will. I can't remember. Don't think it will. Will it? No, it won't. And because I'm cutting, I will have to just put my mask on. I was cutting in yesterday's video, which you will have seen, I don't know, when's it due to upload? Was it Monday or Tuesday? It might have been Tuesday, which you should have seen Tuesday, or will see Tuesday. I'm not sure whether I'm going to put this up before or after. And I was cutting in that, and I'm still left with a cough. It's now, so I filmed that yesterday, and 24 hours later I'm still left with the same cough that it gave me. So I really am having to take extra care. I realised that just when I thought my lungs were getting back to normal, they're not actually back to normal yet. So I'm going to go with, what should I go with? What's that? 1/2 inch. Let's go with 1/2 inch, shall we, Dave? How deep is our spine? How deep is your spine? How deep is your spine? It's 1 inch. So yeah, so let's go with 1/2 inch. I really need to know, 'cause we're living in a world of pain. Yeah. Apologies. I random out, but it doesn't. Can't always keep it in. That's the problem. So, sorry for twanging the ruler as well. It seems to be a very noisy show today. So, what I really need, so this is a ruler, but it's very bendy, and I've had to like bend it back and all sorts of things. I could do with one, you know, like these steel rulers that I've got. I could do with a long steel ruler. Maybe that's what's on my what can I buy myself list. I don't know why I did it with a pencil when I could really just have started doing this. And then at least get it going. So it's Sunday for me today. I'm trying to film ahead of myself. I realise I haven't done a live for a while now. I want to just explain why I haven't done a live. I haven't done a live because I can't rely on my voice not to give out. At least if I have a pre-recorded, I have the control of, you know, I can pause it and come back and edit out my coughing, or if I have a coughing fit, I can play some music over it or whatever. If I do a live, I don't have that. I don't have the luxury of that. So that's the reason I haven't done a live for a while. Right, I need some kind of spacer. Here's a spacer, a star chaser. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. I don't know why these things come into my head. They just do. We just have to accept it. Pipe cleaners and paper straws. Maybe there's something in there for me that I can use as a spacer. Maybe that. Is that too big a spacer? That would be a big spacer, wouldn't it? Yeah, we don't want it that big. So I did have some wooden sticks in here, didn't I? Maybe use a couple of them. Or a couple. When I say a couple, I mean 4. Those sticks have come in useful. Let's face it, we've used a lot of them in this so far. Now, I will tell you, I'll be very, very honest with you. Very, very honest. You know me, I either am honest or I don't say anything at all. I had a bit of a wobble about this. So my viewing on this has dropped over the time as it's gone on, and so I wasn't sure whether I was going completely off the mark on this, and that people weren't at all interested in watching me do this or whatever. And then although I've had a wobble about it, I also had a moment of, I need to do some things for me. At the moment, this is really sparking my imagination. I'm really feeling energized by it. I feel, you know, like I want to do it, and at the end of the day I have to do some things for me. It's really difficult if you've never, sorry, I'm just getting some other things out so I'm not running away. If you've never tried to create videos, you don't appreciate how challenging it is to constantly keep going and constantly come up with things to do, etc. And and at the end of the day, it's free. It's a free to view thing, and that's why, you know, YouTubers will always just constantly go on about, please give it a like, please give it a thumbs up, please help with the algorithm, because those people that do make any money from it, so they're monetized, make so little from it. It's never going to be in our industry, it's never going to be paying our wages. You know, if you're a reaction video, there seems to be loads of those these days. If you're a reaction video, you're probably going to get, you know, deals, or you could become an influencer or that sort of thing. In the craft community, because it's such a small community anyway, it's going to be very difficult to, you know, attract that kind of audience. Right, I know that I'm going to have a hinge on it, and I think I'm going to use some fabric, but I think I'm going to line it with some paper. But before I do that, I think we're going to make this look a bit grungier. We might as well. Oh, might have to put some gloves on. How many gloves to put on? I do, good. The reason I say you might have to put some gloves on is I'm interviewing tomorrow. And this interview's in person, so I don't really want to be sat there. I'm interviewing for a new cleaning position that I've created. So I get to employ another member of staff. So, but I don't want to be sat there talking about cleaning positions and be covered in dirt. You know, I'm sure you can understand why I wouldn't want to be sat there looking really mucky. Let's use this. I'm not too worried about how mucky it is, because we're going to mucky it up anyway. So, and let's get. We'll use the. What do I want? Because I want to use something that's not going to be too. I think I don't want it to be water reactive in case I paint something over the top of it. So let's use some alcohol inks, that's what I mean. Sorry, couldn't get my words out. I'll go for some mucky colours. I'll go for some little bit of red. Splash of red here and there. Let's just get all of the alcohol inks out. We'll use the Linda Ronstadt and the brown as well. Sorry, the brown and the Tim Holtz. No, that is Tim Holtz, Linda Ronstadt. Anybody that's thinking, oh, what is he talking about? If you've not watched me use this stuff before, then it's called, is it Adirondack? I always call it Linda Ronstadt. So, because I think I'm funny, which has always been the problem, because I think I'm funny and other people aren't so sure. Well, so when I say aren't so sure, I mean they think I'm not. I'm just going to find all of the colours that I think might be useful. Not all of them are alcohol inks though, so I kind of have to go through and pick it up and check is it an alcohol ink or not. And some of those aren't, so what have we got in? There might be some more in here. I think some of the browns I keep out generally anyway. There's one there. There's one there. pads that I use for it. So put that there. I don't think. Oh, yeah, there's another one there. Okay, so this is going to be very messy. I think I might actually try. I don't know. Should I drop it onto there? No, because you don't get as much control. There'll be lots of dots if you do that. So I think I might just go for a. Is this going to come off if I put? It might do actually. Might change a plan. Might use a different thing. Might have one that's a bit cleaner, or a newer one, or I'm not going to use the brand new one because that's just a waste. But I might have one here that's got less colour on it. That's if I can get them out without it completely avalanching. Okay, what's this one? Oh dear, this one's just as messy. Oh, at least this, I know what this is. This is Mod Podge, so it's not highly pigmented. Right, I might have a little bit of this on. Probably gone over the top with the amount of colour that I need. This one. Oh, this is a bit dry. It's not like you know, the water reactor ones where you can give it a spray with some water and get it all moving and that sort of thing. You've got to. It tends to stay a bit more where it is. I mean, I could spray it with a bit of alcohol and that'll get it moving, but I don't want it to get too wishy-washy in colour. And also you've got to be careful because it does tend to dry up. So this might not work. I've never done it before, so this is when we find out. Does it work? If we can do it with oh, what's that? That's weird. Is it supposed to come out like that? I don't know. It looks almost opaque, so that's weird. It was just a bit of a shock. It looks like it's rust. I've not done it before, so but I'm not afraid of trying new things live. Well, no, it's not live because I'm alive, but it's not live. It's one take. One take is all it takes. Making a video. What colour's that? Sandal. I think that's very similar to latte, so I won't bother with the latte. I'll use some sandal. There's a lot of brown in this, so. There might be a bit too much on here now. Oh, never mind. What else should we put on here? Well, definitely need some green in it. Oh, that's better. It's like shaking your vinegar on that one. That's kind of a I think that's a mossy green. There's one that's a bit of a brighter tone. Maybe not the brighter tone, but maybe that one. And let's have a look. What else we got? We don't want any. I don't think I want red. No red. What's that? Maybe a bit of yellow. I might as well use it. It's like otherwise it sits in the. I've just opened a thing of a box. You know, one of those black boxes that I keep everything in. And something in there has gone off, so I might as well use what I've got, so, because otherwise if you just keep it, things dry up and go off and all sorts of things. So get it used, people, get it used. I know we want to covet things because we like them. This is a bit of blue. I might put a little bit of this in because it's quite a light blue. But yeah, if you've got it, use it, rather than if you don't use it, you'll lose it. Well, as they always say. Right, I'm just going to put this all back in here. I know I've put my Linda Ronstadt back in that I would normally keep out, but never mind. I can't remember whether that's, or if that's the alcohol. It's dried up anyway, so let's just give it a dip and see what happens. Ooh. It's a bit like camouflage, isn't it? Oh, I like that, actually. You know, we only want to do this one anyway, so we're not looking to dye lots of things, so I think there might be enough on here. And at least with this, like I say, it won't react with water, and therefore, you see, that's giving me exactly what I wanted. Not on my gloves, it hasn't, but might as well wipe it up, mightn't we? Use the cloth, wipe up what we've got. Might not be the strongest of colours, but at least we're wiping it up. I can wipe my hands on this. It's a good job I did this, isn't it? Because like this would have been an interesting colour to do an interview, having fingers this colour. It smells quite nice. So anyway, that's the mop-up cloth. I might just put that in with the alcohol inks, because then I know it's a mop-up cloth for alcohol. And then we're just going to dry this. So I don't know what happens with alcohol inks on fabrics, whether they dry lighter, like you know, like not like water-based ones do. We'll soon find out though, won't we? And it's nice to know though that it kind of works out. So like I say, I'd never done it with alcohol ink, so I didn't know whether it was going to work. So don't want this to get too hot. Don't want it to catch fire. It is alcohol after all, so it would go for a very interesting look if it caught fire. It's like definitely going to look aged then, isn't it? So rescued from a fire, aged. Don't know whether it's, I don't know what the alcohol content is, so I'm not planning to drink it, don't worry. I just wondered if it was like pure alcohol or what its flammability was like. Again, it sounds like I'm going to use it for nefarious purposes, but I don't mean it like that. I want to make sure it's fairly dry though, because I want to be able to, well, I want to be able to handle it and know it's not going to come off on my fingers, but also I want to be able to use glues to attach it. Definitely some kind of stuff coming off. You see, look, I don't know what that is. What is that that's coming off? Is that smoke? Is it alcohol? Should I be worried? Am I worried? At the moment I'm not. It hasn't caught fire, so I'm alright. I don't know whether you can see that. Can you see what? I don't know what it is. Maybe I shouldn't be breathing it in, but hey. I do health and safety all day at work. I don't need to be doing it when I'm at home. Well, don't tell the people I look after that, will you? Although if they've heard it now, they already know. Ow! Sorry, I just put my knee on that. It hooks up underneath my desk, and I put my knee on it, and it's still red hot. So probably not a good idea, Dave. Right, take the other glove off. That's fine. Came out fairly unscathed. There we go. Cool. Perfect. I like that. Let's take my mask off. I think I can do without my mask for a few minutes. I'm not going to be doing anything. It's picked up a bit of alcohol, but I'm not going to worry about that because it'll be masked over with something. So I'm going to use that as like my book binding cloth. Now, do I want to line it with a bit of paper? Do you know what? I don't think I am. I think I'm just going to use some cloth. Use the cloth. Okay. So this is my binding cloth, and these are my boards. So what I want it to be able to do is I want it to be able to turn over and have a little bit of a give on it, but not too much. So I think that will be enough. Let me just just see. Will that do? Yeah, it'll do it. It's fine. So I've got a wonky end. I'll put this end. Put that there. Put that there. I just want to see if I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, that's not too bad, is it? We've got nearly equally as much on this side as we have on this side. It's slightly different at the bottom. Pull it over a little bit, that should be fine. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so what I want to do then is I want to forget the side bits for the time being. I'm going to stick the middle bit down. Stick that to there. Okay, so I'm going to use 3-in-1 because it's designed for this. Well, it's not designed for this purpose, but it is a perfect thing for sticking cloth down with. So we're going to use this. Now that's the only thing I thought about is if I choose to keep the spine, you know something, I'm going to line this with some paper, and that way then you're not going to see the seepage of the glue. That's what I'm thinking. What shall I line it with? There's some paper to line it with, ideally. See, this is how things change. The ebb and flow of life. Life? What real life? No life. Okay, Dave, just shut up for 5 minutes and give it a rest. What am I going to use? Okay, I just want some ordinary paper. I don't do ordinary in here. Do you know something? When I'm trying to make notes for something, it's really hard to make notes because like literally every piece of paper I've got is like, can't use that. I can't use that. I don't know what that is. What is that? I think it's just copy paper. I might just use some copy paper down. Yeah, I'll just use some copy paper. Okay, let's have an idea of where we're cutting it off at. I want it to just be inside of the edge. You can cut it with a guillotine. Put that there. And put that there. And that's roughly the line I want. Nobody's going to see this. It doesn't really matter what the paper looks like. It's literally just going to be on the inside. I think it will also give it a bit of strength, help to hold the fibres together, because that isn't... It can be easily picked apart if you just start pulling the weave. It's such an open weave. You can literally start pulling the thing off. Can you see there's a little bit sticking out there? If we do that, if we keep doing it, there'll be nothing left. There'll be nothing holding the warp to the weft. And I never know which way is which. Which way is warp, which way is weft. I know which way weft is. Weft is opposite to white. I know my weft and white, but not my warp and weft. Oh dear, oh dear. Right. Shut up, Dave, and get on with it. Just get on with it, Dave. I don't think there's a right and a wrong side. And then I think that there, and then if we're going to go to like almost the end, like the other way, we'll just basically just do that then. I'll just cut it on that bit, and then I'll stick this down. I think I shall use some... I'm going to use Mod Podge for it, simply because of the flexibility of it. It has a... Oh, hello. No, you know what? I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use the one that is more flexible, which is my Deco Patch glue. That's if it's not gone off. I haven't opened this for a long time. Let's see if I can get it open. Oh, hello. It still looks all right in there. That's all fine in there. It's all dandy. Right, now get another thing out. This time not one for doing mucky stuff on, just one for doing non-mucky stuff. I do use one for actually putting stuff on, and then one for using where it's just going to be in the background of mucky stuff. So these are the ones that go in the background of mucky stuff, and the other ones have, I don't mind sticking mucky stuff too. Black ones. So this is going to seep through. I don't mind either, because it will add a bit of rigidity to the fibres, stop them coming apart as much. There's no stitching on this that holds it together. And I like this Deco Patch stuff because it is very flexible. So it I find Mod Podge can be a bit plasticky and not always in a good way, in that it can fracture when you try and bend it. Whereas this one I haven't had a problem with. I mean, like, I'm not saying it won't, but I definitely haven't had as much issues with in the past. But you know, I did buy some more of this. I bought some more before I'd even finished using this, so, and the stuff I bought is probably a couple of years old now, but at least it isn't open, so if this had gone off, it's not a big problem. Although it does come in a different colour bottle now, which is... They used to come in different colour bottles depending on what you wanted, and now they all come in the same different colour bottle. Okay, so that's going on there. Don't worry, it will dry clear. And then we're going to put this on here to stick to it. And we're going to let it dry. I'm going to use a card to stick it down with. That's the problem. It's gone dry already. Oh well. Can always paint a bit over the back of it. Let's put this other piece on first. Is that the piece I was using, or is that the other piece I was using? No, just that piece. Got to be that piece. The other piece is way too long. I can tell from here. That's fine. And this is this thickness. It's not been watered down, whereas the Mod Podge, I tend to use Mod Podge watered down because I use it for decoupage. I have to cut a tiny bit off that end. It's a little bit too long. Straighten it up a bit. And then I'm going to go over the top of this. Get it to stick down. This is it's wetter because it kind of impregnates the substrate, and then that way then it creates a better bond. That's what decoupage basically is you getting glue all the way through the substrate. So no, all the way through to the substrate. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about, Dave. All the way through the top thing that you're sticking down to it. Just want to get rid of any air bubbles because they're pockets that aren't where it's not going to be stuck. But of course you're going to stretch the fabric, so there will be a few air pockets. So I might... No, I might not. Might I? Oh, it's there. Might I? Oh, somebody offered me a might I. I don't know what a Mai Tai is, by the way. I'm just, you know. I know it's a cocktail, isn't it? Yeah. I was just going to see if we could get some of these air pockets out. Don't stick to that. It dries very quickly as well. I'll just add. Those aren't too bad. I think they're going to stick down. There we go. That's that. Okay, so that's going to have to dry, but I'll just do this end first. Just want to make sure this is sticking down properly. Again, I'll peel it up if it needs to. I don't know whether it does. Yeah, we'll pull it this way a bit. Put some more of this down. Just stick it down. I'm going way over the top with this. It doesn't need all this prep and work. It's just because. Well, because it's me and I might as well. I've got time. So, okay. So, lid on that without breaking the thing now. Oh, for goodness sake. Lid on. This is not working. Why are we not working? Oh, because it's that gummed up in the inside of it. Ugh. That's why. The lid doesn't fit on the thing because it's got so much goop in it. So you know how I had my hands protected before? Well, it's only glue, thank goodness. It's not going to stain. Look how much there is in here. It's like it's been shedding. It's quite satisfying though, you know, when you peel the inner layer off of your glue. I hope that's not going to come out as like one big sack and bring the whole other stuff with it. But no, it hasn't. I can feel it's broken away now. There you go. See, that's a whole inner lining that it's that it's had, which means that the lid should now go on. It does indeed. Cool. Yes. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? That's all over my hands, which is more interesting. It's very sticky as well, which is going to be another element of interest. Just want to try and get rid of any very visible marks. Oh no, Dave, that was a silly mistake. Oh well. It also has brought some of the paper off, so right, I'm just going to peg that there on the radiator. Is the radiator on? No, because did I turn it off? Yep, because I turned it off. Okay, so I'm going to turn the radiator back on. So that can dry. That needs to be cleaned before I hang it back. Okay, so one of the other things I wanted to talk to you about is the reason why I thought about an extension is this is the window that I have created. Let me put something down, otherwise it's going to be on a sticky bit. So this is the window I've created. So I want to layer this up. So I want to have. So I've tried to create it so it looks like it's broken windows and it's like the frame has rotted over time, etc. And I'm going to have this kind of here, like this. And I thought if I put an extension on it, I could have the rest of it continue over the fold out bit, and that way then we can have a bigger window. I thought that thing had fallen off the radiator, but I think it's just the radiator popping and squeaking as it warms up now. So this is going to be you won't see this bit because there'll be window effect things inside the window. And then also I might continue and put more of this pattern underneath it, or I might paint over what's here on this bit and create like a crackle effect paint. I did get my crackle effect paint out, which is solid. Yep. I think they're all solid. They're all Tim Holtz ones, and I think they've had it really. But you know, I'll have a look. I'll investigate and see whether they've got any kind of paint inside. I think these are the ones that come with a brush on the lid. Oh look! Look how that's just literally solid. It's got a hole in the middle where the brush fits in. Yeah, so that's definitely had it. I've had them a very long time. Oh, look, this one's liquid. Well, kind of liquid, gloopy, I would say. Colour's that. Vintage photo. What one's this? This is green. Oh, that's sort of liquid as well. So we might have something. We might be able to have some kind of crackle going on. What's this one? Oh, this is very thick, but it's still maybe usable. That's purple. I don't remember. I don't know how many Victorian houses were purple on the inside. Well, that's another brown one. That seems all right. I don't know how thick they were supposed to be, but is it not that if they're really thick that they crackle better? And then this is black. So what I thought with the brown one, if the vintage photo is working, then we might be able to paint that on the window frame and that crack up. Anyway, so this is it. And the reason why this has got such a big top piece is I was going to create some additional layers, because this would have had like a very heavy moulding on the top of wood, and so I thought that's what we would do. So like I say, I've got to extend it in order to adhere more of the frame on a window frame. So that's what I was thinking anyway. So that's where we are with that. So I should keep that, and let's move this out of the way again, and we're going to move that, and we're going to see what this is doing, how dry this is. Nowhere near dry at the bottom edge. So yeah, this is definitely going to need to dry. I mean, I don't mind that it's kind of split a bit. It's fine. That's going to be on the inside. I'm just going to hang it back on this radiator, and it should dry. Well, it would if I could find. How did I hang it on the radiator in the first place? Like that, Dave. That's how you did it. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and that's how we're going to extend it. So, I think that's all we can do on the thing for now. So we're going to have to come back and do some more at a later date. Oh, the covering of this is starting to separate away from itself. So that's going to need to be addressed. I don't know if you can see that there's like a air bubble pocket in there. But anyway, yeah, there. So anyway, I will. What's going on with that? Why is it not flat? I don't know. Anyway, so we've got that bit cut. So we're going to have to leave that bit there, and then we'll have to come back and do more when the components are dry. So it was a very short one, wasn't it? I think. I don't know. I won't know until I have a look back. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Remember, my name is Dash of Dave, and I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you all in the next video. You all take care, folks. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh, massive thank you to anybody that's bought from my Etsy store, and massive, 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 massive thank you to Sue at Paper Inspirations for showcasing some of my digitals, my paraphernalia digitals, which has really helped with sales. So very, very grateful, and I'm grateful to anybody that's bought some. So yeah, take care, folks, and I'll see you all in the next video. See you soon. Love to you all. Bye. Bye.